Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video is kind of interesting because we are going to install Kali Linux or any operating system in an SD card. I got this article where it's very easy. The article is written clean. I'll provide the link for the article in the description, and it's latest actually. It's for 2020 and the latest version of Kali Linux. So for this to happen, you need a pen drive, a computer, and a software called Rufus. So I'll provide the link for Rufus in my description. Rufus is a media writing tool which helps you to write that operating system in an hard drive, pen drive, or any other external device. So why I'm using Rufus? Because it's small, it's open source, and it's way easier than any other thing. So I'm using Windows here. You also need the ISO, latest Kali Linux. Remember to install a live ISO because we are making a live boot. A live boot is basically actual operating system running inside a pen drive or a hard drive or an SD card. So you can boot a Kali Linux in any of the computers. You just have to plug it in and you start using it. Then you remove the plug. So let's install Kali Linux. First we need to just use the software or Rufus. It's like 4 or 5 MB, so not much of a download. The main download is the Kali Linux. I'll provide the link for the direct download options also. There is no need to install Rufus. It's double click and start using it. So as you can see, Rufus is installed. So I got my device SD card. So my SD card name is Kali Linux. I renamed it for this video purpose. So I'll select a disk image and an ISO image. Select. Now see where your ISO file is. So it's in my down videos folder. Then I should go to Linux Kali. Then here it is. As you can see, it's latest version 2023. So once we selected the ISO, now we got two things to do. First is to give a persistent storage. A persistent storage is basically a normal hard drive in your live boot. So if you make any changes, if you download something and you want it to be stored, not to delete it after you plug out your USB or hard drive, you can give a persistent storage. I am using an 8 GB of an SD card. So I'll give a persistent storage of 3 GB. And remember, when you are selecting the partition scheme, always select GPT, not MBR. So MBR is basically for hard drives, but we are doing a live boot. So always remember to use GPT because GPT helps it to run in low memory systems and also in old systems. Next is the format. I will select FAT32 because it is readable if you are going for Windows read files. So once it's done, click on start. So as you get a warning that all your old data will be erased. So remember to keep a backup copy. So I'll click OK. So now it will start writing all the files and do all the other things. Let me fast forward it to you. So as you can see, our flashing is done. So now we need to close it and switch off your computer or boot into your computer or laptop BIOS. Enable boot to legacy. It helps you to boot to your pen drive directly, or you could press on F12 or F11 or delete or escape. So I'll close it. So now you can see our system has completed that live USB setup. Now we should shut down. So once the system is shut down, so we take that live USB, as you can see. So we plug it in. So if you have a laptop, there is a function key Fn which you need to press, and then the F12 and other keys. So let me do that. Switch it on, function and F12. So when you press function and F12, you will get a boot option. So you got boot, USB boot and other boot options. So I'll recommend USB boot.
So once you select USB boot, you have failure safe mode, forensic mode, live system. So when you are booting, if you want to keep the files saved, I recommend you selecting persistent. But I just to show, I'm booting the live system so that I can show you that we can boot in a live USB. So boot the live system. So once you select boot the live system, wait for a bit. It will load. As you can see, it is loading all that files into the RAM. So now you can see our whole Kali Linux system is successfully boot up. We have options. All the options are working. Ethernet, connect to a Wi-Fi, connect to either network, create Wi-Fi network, create Bluetooth options, and everything. All the things are working. And all applications are installed. Kali debug systems, Kali information gathering, vulnerability analysis. So that's about it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is my first video. I'll be making a lot of videos where I'll teach you how to hack a system, how to monitor other systems without knowing them, how to hack a Wi-Fi, and a lot of vulnerability stuff. So please keep watching and subscribe to know more about it. So see you guys in the next video. Till then.